You're watching the chapter number 14 of the Blender Materials Textures and Nodes course, Object Info Node. In today's chapter, we'll be learning about these topics and we'll even use them in the retro gaming arcade scene that we have been creating in this course. And for anyone who's new to this course, you can watch the previous 13 chapters by using the link of the playlist given in the pinned comment. So I've opened this materials file where in the last chapter, we used this monkey object to understand about the subsurface scattering, but for now I will hide this monkey object along with the spotlight by pressing H, and now in this chapter we'll be understanding about the object info node. So to see how it works, let's first add some UV spheres in the scene. So press Shift plus A, then go to mesh and select the UV sphere. Let's move it up in the Z axis and place it over here. Now go to the edit mode and we'll scale this down like this and return back to the object mode. Now right click and apply shade auto smooth, and after this we'll be creating some duplicates of the UV sphere. So press Shift plus D to create a duplicate and we'll move it in the x-axis, and to repeat the same step again, simply press Shift plus R. Similarly, for two more duplicates on the other side, I'll select this UV sphere, press Shift plus D to create a duplicate and move it in the x-axis and place it over here. Then to repeat the same procedure again, press Shift plus R, and now we are having 5 UV spheres in this scene. Now select any one of them and change the mode from solid to the material preview mode. Also, I'll disable the scene lights and the scene world in order to get a very simple look of the object and the material. Now with this UV sphere selected, I'll go to the shader editor and create a new material. Then in the base color, you can choose any color of your choice. For example, in this case, I will choose the red color. Now let's also increase the metallic strength to somewhere around 0.7 or 0.8 in order to make the surface have a reflecting look. And now suppose I want that each of these UV spheres should be having the same material named as material.005, but for each of these, the base color should be different. Now one thing to note here is that the material of an object is identified not only by its color but by other properties also, like the metallic strength, roughness value, the texture applied to it, the transmission values and other properties. So I basically want that all the other properties except for the base color should remain the same for all the UV spheres, and only the base color should be different for each one. And to achieve such a result, we have to use a node which is called the object info node. So to add it here, press Shift plus A, then go to input and select the object info node. Let's place it over here, and now the object info node is basically used as an input, and it can be used to generate different colors to different objects having the same material. In this node, we are having multiple sockets. However, out of all these, the most commonly used are the object index socket and the random socket. So first we'll understand about the object index socket in this node. So to see how it works, we first need to add a color ramp node that will allow us to set different colors for different objects in the scene. So press Shift plus A, then go to converter and select the color ramp node. Let's place it over here, connect the color socket to the base color, and by doing this, we'll get the base color depending upon the position of different pointers and their colors in the color ramp node. We'll fix the color later on, but before that, I'll first select all of these UV spheres by holding the Shift button, and do ensure to select this particular UV sphere having this material at the end. Then press Ctrl plus L to open the link menu and click on link materials. By doing this, we'll be having the same materials applied on all these UV spheres, and whatever changes we'll do to any node in the material will automatically get applied to all the objects having this material. Now we wanted to add different colors to different UV spheres having the same material. So to do this thing, we need to have same number of pointers in this color ramp node as the number of objects on which we have to apply this material. So we have 5 UV spheres, and so we need 5 different pointers in the color ramp node. So click on this plus icon 3 times to get 5 pointers, and to place them evenly distributed away from each other, click here and select distribute stops evenly. After this, with the first pointer selected, I'll change its color from black to the red color. Then for the second pointer, I'll change the color to the blue color, so I'll increase the brightness and change this to the blue color. Then for the third pointer, I'll change this to the yellow color. Let's also increase the brightness. Then for the fourth pointer, I'll change this color to the green color. At last, I'll select the fifth pointer and will change this color to the pink color. Now all of these are having the yellow color assigned because of this pointer at the center which is having the yellow color. But now if I take the object index socket and connect it to the factor in the color ramp node, then what is basically happening is that this socket is passing an object index value which can be different for each of these objects, and depending upon that value, we'll have a different color assigned according to the position of these pointers in the color ramp node. But right now, all of them are having the red color assigned because for this first pointer, the position value is equal to 0 and also the object index value of each of these objects is 0 by default. And to change this value to get some different results, we have to open the object properties by clicking on this icon, then go to relations, and here you have the pass index option, which is basically the same as the object index value, and this particular value is equal to 0 for all the objects until you manually change it. For example, for this UV sphere, I'll change this value from 0 to 1, and by doing this, we get a different color, which is the pink color, and that is because this position value of this last pointer is having the value equal to 1, which is also equal or the object index value of this UV sphere. Similarly, I'll select this one also and we'll change the pass index value from 0 to 2. Let's do the same for this one also. So I'll change the value to 3, and for this one I'll change the value to 4. Now the reason why the last 4 UV spheres are having the same color is that the color ramp node will only take a value ranging from 0 to 1 as the input, which means that for all the objects having the object index value greater than 1, it will only assign them the color at the maximum value of the position, which is equal to 1, and the color is pink. And to get the colors of these pointers in the middle, like the blue, yellow, green, having the position value in decimals like 0.5 or 0.75, we need to have a node in between the object info node and the color ramp that will divide this value of the object index by a specific number in order to give us numbers like 0.75 or 0.5. And for this we have the math node in Blender. To add it here, press Shift plus A, then go to converter and select the math node. Now place it in between the object info node and the color ramp. Now the math node will allow you to perform a mathematical operation on two values, the value 1, which right now is connected to the object index in the object info node, and the value 2, which we can control from here. Then by default, we have the add function selected, which means that it will take the value as an input and then it will add the second value to it and give the result as the output. But in this case, we need to reduce the numbers like 2, 3, 4 to decimal numbers like 0.5, 0.7, and so we have to use the divide function. Then in the value, we need to enter the number of objects on which we have to apply this material. So in this value, I'll enter 5 and press enter to confirm. And by doing this, you will notice that we are now having 5 different colors on these UV spheres, but all of them are still having the same material applied. One more thing that you can notice in these colors is that they are blending with each other. For example, in the last two UV spheres, you can notice the blending of colors like the yellow and the green color. Then here the green and the grey color are blending. And to fix this, we just need to change the interpolation type from linear to constant. And after this, we are now having different colors in different UV spheres. And yes, you can also try to change the position of different pointers in the color ramp node in order to change the colors of these UV spheres. Moving ahead, let's now understand about the other important socket in the object info node, which is the random socket. And as the name suggests, this one will randomly assign any color in the color ramp to any object on which the material is applied. To see how it works, I'll first remove the math node with the divide operation. So hold down the Alt button, left click and drag it away, then press X to delete it, and now take the random socket in the object info node and connect it to the factor in the color ramp. And with this, you will get completely random results of the colors for each UV sphere. So to conclude everything, we use the object info node in order to assign different base colors to different objects having the same material. And in that, we had two main sockets, where the first one was the object index, which made the use of this pass index value, and then we divided it by the math node because the color ramp node will take the input from 0 to 1. After that, we use the random socket in order to assign completely random colors to the UV spheres. And now before moving forward, if you want to download this Blender file with all the materials that we have saved in this course, then you can join the Patreon, whose link is added in the description of this video. And now it's the time to use the object info node in the retro gaming arcade scene that we started creating in the chapter number 1 of this course. So I've opened this file with the arcade scene, and what we'll be doing is that we'll create multiple duplicates of this gaming machine, and then we'll use the object info node in order to assign different colors to the machine's body. So for this, I'll first switch back to the solid mode, then go to the top view by pressing 7 on the numpad. Let's zoom out, and we'll create its duplicates by pressing Shift plus D, move it in the y-axis and place it over here. However, along with the machine, we also need to create the duplicates of these game controls. So let's undo this by pressing Ctrl plus Z, then with the Shift key hold it, select the game controls along with the machine. Now press Shift plus D one more time to create the duplicate, and we'll move it in the y-axis and place it over here. Now to repeat the same step again, press Shift plus R 2 to 3 times. And with this, we are now having a total of 5 machines in the scene. In a similar way, let's add some machines on this side also. So for this, let's select this machine, and then with the Shift key hold it, select the game controls, then press Shift plus D to create the duplicate and move it in the y-axis and place it over here. Then to repeat the same step again, press Shift plus R 2 to 3 times. And after this, we are now having 9 gaming machines in the scene. Now let's go to the material preview mode and to assign different colors to the body of the gaming machine, I'll first select it, then go to the material properties, and we have to find the material, which is the dark blue or the purple colored material applied on the machine. So I'll select this material, and you can see that we have used the RGB node and the brightness contrast node in order to create this color. But for now, I'll select both of these nodes and press X to delete. Now press Shift plus A, go to input and select the object info node. We'll use this node to assign random colors to the bodies of different gaming machines. Now press Shift plus A again, then go to converter and select the color ramp node. Let's place it over here, and we'll use this color ramp node to create different pointers with different colors to be used as the base color. So first of all, change the interpolation type to constant, then click on the plus icon so that we can have 4 to 5 pointers. Then click here and select distribute stops evenly. Now with the first pointer selected, I'll change the color. So I'll first increase the brightness, and let's change this to the red color. Then for the second pointer, I'll select it, click here, increase the brightness, and for this one, let's choose the purple color, and I'll also make it slightly dark. After this, select the third pointer, click here, increase the brightness, and for this one, we'll choose the green color. Then for the last pointer, click here and change this to the light blue color. If you want, you can set any colors of your choice in any of these pointers of the color ramp node. Now to see the results, simply take the random socket in the object info node and connect it to the factor in the color ramp. Then take the color socket and connect it to the base color. And after this, we'll have different colors assigned to different machines, but all of them will still have the same material, which is saved with the name material in this file. And you can also see that for any of these machines having the different colors, if I try to change the metallic value, then the effect will be observed on all of them together. Also, you can try to change the position of different pointers in the color ramp node if you want to get different results of the colors for different machines. And with this, we now arrive to the end of this chapter. Today we understood about the object info node, and we even used the math node with the divide operation. And yes, if you want to download this Blender file containing the complete retro gaming arcade scene, then you can join the Patreon, whose link is added in the description of this video. And so our next chapter will be the chapter number 15, combining and separating. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, press that notification bell so that you can get timely updates about the upcoming chapters. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.